Liberty Geek here. We're going to take another look at Reign of Kings. I think I've worked out some of my audio issues that I had recording the earlier Let's Play solo on this. Reign of Kings is a game that has just recently went into Steam Early Access, and it is another survival crafting open world sandbox game, which lately is not uncommon for Steam Early Access. The thing that sets Reign of Kings apart is that players vie to take over the throne of the kingdom or this island, and whoever takes over the throne, they can choose to tax all the other members on the island, anywhere from 0% up to 20% of all resources gathered. And so this is a nice King of the Hill kind of game where literally it's a throne on top of a hill. So what I've done here, I'm taking a different look at this. There's a lot of videos out there that are documenting the game as far as from the survival side of it against human players, but I want to take a look and run a server where I would be the only one on. Once again, this is a multiplayer game by default. That being said, what I've done is I've set up a local community server, and I am the only one that has the password to it, and that way I can control everything and not have anybody interrupt as I look at the various parts of the game, primarily the crafting, exploration, and a couple of the other elements. Gameplay is similar to Rust. Has building components, of course. One of the things that's different is that, as I said, the King of the Hill kind of scenario, as well as it's set in a medieval time period, so you're not going to see machine guns or anything like that. The game runs very smoothly. We'll start off here at nighttime. Once again, this is kind of a follow-up to where I had done a 4-part episode, so I've already kind of got established here. Got me a bed, a couple chests here where I got some items that's stored in. This is near what we call the Plague Village. Plague Village has some fairly good gear that if we get in there, I can't really see it right now, but there's a plague villager walking around in front of me there. Since it's dark, it's real hard to see. That plague villager, they're pretty sturdy, and he's actually kind of heading this way, so I'm going to go ahead and back off here. And what I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and run up to the throne and kind of take it over and show what it's like to claim kingship. Once again, I'm the only one on this server, so I don't have to worry about getting player killed. We'll show some of the combat. Up here we've got a sheep we're going to take out, and I'll show you the kind of the gathering on that. So let's take him out there. And he doesn't fight. Now there are some other creatures here that besides those plague villagers, there's like I want to call them like a dire wolf or even a demon wolf. But, they're pretty bad. They can take you out pretty easily. So as we hit that, if you notice down the right hand corner, we collected some resources, wool in this case. If I go over here and hit this, that's iron, and I can collect iron off of that. If you notice the iron count down there, kind of the lower right is going up. You can usually get about 150 iron off of one of these nodes. Once again, if we had attacks on the kingdom, that iron, if I was a player outside of the king, I would see that iron being taxed. So for every, let's say I was doing 20%, so for every 20% I gathered, or excuse me, for everything I gathered, 20% of that resource would automatically go to the king's coffers, which I'll show you here in a moment. Hopefully I won't run into one of those dire wolves, but what we're going to do is we're just going to go up to the castle here. The castle, once again, is the highest point in the game. It does have a number of choke points that definitely would affect somebody if they're trying to assault it. Let me go ahead and chop down a tree around here just to show you the mechanism. Kind of seems like the node. We can keep chopping. Eventually it's going to fall down. When it falls down, we will then be able to continue chopping on the tree until we kind of chop it up for wood pieces here. I'm going to go ahead and let this fall down, kind of wasting time letting the night pass before I go too far along the trail here. Once again, there are some mobs out that tear you up, even though I've got a nice little armor set going on here. I don't have a complete armor set. I've got a couple pieces I found in the Plague Village, and I got the starter wood armor for a portion of my gear. This axe, hatchet, whatever you want to call it, that I'm using, is one that I retrieved off of a Plague Villager that I fought. Not much more powerful than the default stone hatchet that you start with, but a little bit. I like the look of it a lot better than just a little piece of wood. So as you can tell, the day cycle is getting ready to start. The game is a beautiful game. I'm running on a 770M NVIDIA card, which is, these days, it's, I guess, lower mid-tier. So, not by any means the best card. Definitely not comparable to current upper middle tier and upper top tier video cards. That being said, it's not too shabby either. So here goes our tree. As you can tell, I can continue to chop it for wood. However, I'm going to go ahead and catch the sunrise up here, so I'm going to go ahead and just leave it be. So we're just going to leave this over here. It does have collision detection for it, so I can't just walk through it. I do have to walk all the way around it. Okay, so let's go ahead and run up here. See if we can see the sunrise. As you can tell at the very top there, that is the keep. That is where we'll claim the throne. And I'll show you that mechanism. As I was stating, this is a multiplayer game. I think most of the servers I've seen are 30 and 40 person servers. So if you had a guild with a few dozen people, and the rest of the people on the guild or the server were playing solo or just in groups of a few, this definitely would be a choke point that the numbers game would play heavily in the favor of the people holding the high ground. This is a pretty long stretch, as you can see here. It is highly defendable from the sides here. You can definitely house people with javelins, which are easy to craft throwing weapons. They don't do a lot of damage, but they got pretty good range and accuracy. Let's see. We'll go ahead and go up here. Once again, this is a long, straight path to try to climb up if you're trying to take the throne in a guild or a controls it. Now I've already got a little camp established up here where the king's coffers are. I'll show you that. I'm just going to collect some berries here. Once again, the game is gorgeous. Currently I've only got a couple games that I think are prettier in this genre. That would be, and it's not completely in this genre because these are more single-player games at the moment. But Subnautica is definitely a beautiful game that is probably a little prettier than this, and it's on about way. And also, 7 Days to Die is up there as well. However, I think the closest game to really tackling it outside of Subnautica would be Stranded Deep, which is one of the most beautiful games on early access right now, I believe, in my personal opinion. So this is a tree up here. These ravens or hawks are on. This is where the coffers are for the king. Once we take the throne, if we started collecting taxes, in these coffers here, we would see our tributes, I guess you would call it. Let's go ahead and got a issue with my heads-up display. I've lost it here somehow. I don't have my inventory control panel, and tab is not working. So that's a little bug that I haven't seen before. Let me kind of switch over here and try to switch back. That's kind of annoying, but we'll go ahead and look at the throne up here. I haven't run into that bug before. So far the game's been fairly stable. So this is the throne room. Object outside of survival in the game is to take this throne and claim it. That being said, right now, for some reason, I am having problems with the controls. So let me kind of see if I can go out and come back into it and get my controls back. I cannot. I'm going to stop this recording right here, and I'm going to start do a second part of this where I can see if I can get my controls back. So I'll be right back. Please check out the next video, and I'll show you the throne acquisition. Thank you. Liberty Geek signing off for a few moments.